Hey guys, this is Mike D'Eduardo from quantbros.com, and I'm going to show you guys a very useful risk measure in finance today. There are two different commonly used risk measures called VAR and CVAR. VAR stands for value at risk and CVAR stands for conditional value at risk. Both measures are used to evaluate risk, but CVAR is generally considered a better approximation of potential losses. VAR and CVAR are most commonly measured at three different intervals: 95, 99, and 99.9%. If VAR 95 is equal to 3%, for example, this means that there is a 5% chance that you will lose 3% or more of your portfolio value. If CVAR 95 is equal to 4.5%, for example, this means that in the worst 5% of your returns, your average loss will be 4.5%. In other words, CVAR is better than VAR because it gives us an average expected loss rather than a wide range that is difficult to account for. VAR may lead to an under-approximation of potential losses because it ignores all returns worse than the given VAR level. So the first thing we need to do is obtain historical price data for any stock and index of your choosing. I'll use the CAC 40 index just because using the S&P 500 and Dow Jones is boring after a while and it's fun to try new things. The CAC 40, if you don't know, is essentially the French equivalent of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So I'm here at Yahoo Finance and I'm going to get as much data as possible. So I'm going to go daily and then today's date as the end date and then the earliest date I can, and I'm going to hit get prices. Then I'm going to go down here and right click and saved link file to downloads. Alright, so now we have the data we need. I'm just going to get rid of the columns we don't need. So we only need dates and adjusted close. So I'm going to get rid of open, high, low, close, and volume. Now we need to calculate returns. So just make a simple return column. And drag it all the way down. So now I'm going to copy the returns and paste their values in a column to the right of this data. And we're going to paste values, as you'll see later, for formatting issues. This column will be sorted returns. So to do this, you just highlight the data, excluding the last one because there is an undefined value, and then we're going to sort this data in ascending order. Now we can just delete this return column as we no longer need it. Also, we need to make a quick column of numbers starting at 1, continuing to the total number of returns. I will title this number. So now I'm going to use Excel's built-in function count to count the total number of returns. And again, we're going to exclude the last one as it is an undefined value. So now we need to calculate the return corresponding to VAR 95. And right now I'm just going to create a quick little table so I have all my solutions set up nicely. So now we need to find the number corresponding to VAR 95, CVAR 95. So to do this, the calculation is going to be 1 minus, for VAR 95 we'll use 1 minus 95%, and then we're going to multiply that by the total count. For VAR 99, we'll do similarly 1 minus 99% times the total number of returns. And lastly, VAR 99.9, we'll do 1 minus 99.9% times the total number of returns. So VAR 95 is just going to be the return corresponding to the 319th value. We'll round up for simplicity's sake. So to find VAR 95, we'll scroll down to the 320th return and select it, and that is our VAR 95. VAR 99 will be equal to the 64th return. And again, VAR 99.9 will be the 6th return. So the calculation for CVAR 95 will be equal to 1 divided by this number times the sum of the first return through this number. So to calculate CVAR 99, it will be equal to 1 divided by this number times the sum of the first worst return through this number, which we said was 64. Lastly, CVAR 99.9 will be equal to 1 divided by this number times the sum from the worst return all the way through the 6th return. I'll convert all of these to percentages just so they look nicer. Now that we have all the VAR and CVAR values, I'm going to explain once what each value means. To start, our VAR 95 is negative 2.21%, which means that there's a 5% chance that you will lose 2.21% or more of your portfolio value in a single day. This value is derived from our historical data, so your values may be different. It is always best to use as much data as possible to get the best approximation of risk. Likewise, VAR 99 means that there is a 1% chance that we will lose 3.96% or more, and VAR 99.9 means that there is a 0.1% chance that we will lose 6.82% or more in a single day. To find out exactly how much we will lose on average in the worst case scenarios, we will have to look at our CVAR values. CVAR 95 tells us that in the worst 5% of our returns, the average loss will be 3.23%. Likewise, CVAR 99 means that the worst 1% of our returns will be 4.99% on average. Lastly, CVAR 99.9 tells us that in the absolute worst case scenario, 0.1% of our returns will lead to an average loss of 7.06%. You can see that all of our CVAR values show worse potential losses than the corresponding VAR values. This is because VAR, in essence, ignores the worst possible returns or the fat tails of the distribution of our historical returns. Thanks guys, I hope you learned something from this video. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. You can visit our website at quantbros.com and email us with suggestions, comments, or future video ideas, and see you next time.